In this episode of Fictional Hangover, we talk about a wicker chicken full of lesbians, rodgering with a side of gertruding, and solving for the missing X in our discussion of Romancing the Inventor by Gail Carriger. Hey everybody, welcome to Fictional Hangover, a podcast about young adult and new adult, and sometimes other books, series, authors, voice actors, and illustrators that is full of spoilers. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Claire, and today we're going to discuss Romancing the Inventor by Gail Carriger.
Standard disclaimer. If you haven't read this book, please remember that Fictional Hangover is all about spoilers. If you haven't read or listened and don't want to be spoiled, stop listening to us and go read or listen to the book. Then come back. If you haven't done this but want to pretend that you have, or if you don't care about spoilers, or if you just like the show so much that you don't care about any of that, then listen up.
Yay!
I feel like you can tell how an episode is going to go, like how we felt about the book, with how much ridiculousness is happening before we click record.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Yeah.
There wasn't much this time.
No. Just mentions of emails and chocolate cake, wasn't there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Background information, please.
Background information. This is from Miss Gail's website. You know, that's where I always go when we have a Miss Gail. Oh, wait, no, that's a lie. The last time I went to the audiobook. Anyway, Miss Gail. I know, God. Miss Gail says, I struggled to even start this book for a long time. I just couldn't climb into, and I'm going to say it the way I prefer, Genevieve's head. It wasn't until Imogen leapt into being that I realized that's because this book was meant to be her story. And then I grumble because I don't want it to be her story. I want it to be Madame LeFou's story. So anyway, she goes on to say that it needs to be from her perspective, and that she needed a lower class character and she needed someone younger to tell this story because she's too close to Madame LeFou and she identifies with her too strongly. So she couldn't get the right perspective to write her as a point of view character, and that just makes me so sad. Especially because she continues to say that she's never been able to. I need it, and it was not this way. But then another bit of background information says that this is probably her most critically well-regarded book and the most popular audiobook. Really? And she has no idea why. And on that one, I agree.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. She says she thinks it has to do with being a lesbian romance and there being an enduring desire for these stories, but not a huge audience looking specifically for them.
I mean, you know, that's a massive market now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, I don't know if everyone can gather the way I feel about this one, but if we just move over to initial thoughts, I was so excited about this one because I love Madame LeFou, but then I realized it wasn't her story and just went,
Yeah. Is this the first time you read that?
Yes. Yes, this is my first time. It's my first time reading this one. And you know what? Spoiler alert, last time.
Ooh.
I don't want to read it again. No. I read it once.
It is my least favourite story in the entirety of the Parasolverse.
Yeah. I feel like we're gonna get into it.
Yeah. There's details about it that I think it's more for the discussion as to why. But obviously I've read it. For once, the tables have turned. Oh, so the tables have turned. I have read all these. You have not. So, Yeah, let's dig in. Let's do the summary and then we can chat.
Yeah. Imogen Hale is going to work at the big house with the vampires because her family needs the money, even though her mother thinks vampires are perverted. Imogen hopes they are perverted. Maybe they could help her with her predicament. She's not interested in any of the young men in town, or any men, not even handsome werewolves, but at least one of them understands why Imogen has no interest in them. The butcher's sister, though.
Unfortunately, shortly after beginning her work at Wolseley Castle, Countess Nadesty and her vampire drones forget about Imogen. While she wants to be wanted, it's nice not to be food. She shares a room with a girl who is not forgotten but cherished by the Countess, and although she is lavished with gifts, she also spends a great deal of time crying. Imogen sends money home and visits when she can, so at least her mother and siblings are a little better off now.
One day, Imogen is sent by Henry, a footman who is a dick, to take tea to the potting shed, which is very odd. She learns from Henry that a very important inventor and drone called LeFou is working in the potting shed, using it as a laboratory, and we all on the other side go, "Eee!" because we know. Imogen, however, has no idea who LeFou is, as she cannot read to learn anything from the newspapers, though she is very good at math. Upon entering the potting shed, there is a lot of cursing in a foreign language, and then an explosion. LeFou knocks Imogen out of the way and then removes a set of protective goggles to reveal everyone's favorite lady scientist, Madame Geneviève LeFou.
Imogen doesn't really know what to do with the tea tray, as there is no place to set it in the scientist's laboratory / potting shed. She asks the scientist where to place the tray, calling her ma'am, and it immediately corrected to Madame LeFou. Learning that the scientist is married upsets Imogen, who was immediately enamoured with her and her dimples.
Of course she is.
After tea, Madame LeFou takes Imogen out for a walk in the garden, and the two come to know each other a bit, and where they stand on the vampire's household. Imogen is mostly embarrassed the whole time, wondering who is the husband that makes Madame LeFou Madame, especially when the scientist asks her to be sent back later with lunch enough for two.
When Imogen sees Henry again, he is enraged that Madame LeFou requested Imogen deliver her lunch. He insists many unnecessarily rude and suggestive things that Imogen must be doing to get the scientist's attention. So she says she will tell the scientist she cannot return again because Imogen has no backbone.
Henry is an absolute dickhead.
Yeah, he really is.
When lunchtime rolls around, Madame LeFou asks for Imogen's help with several tools, and then they sit together for lunch. So the person the scientist wanted to share lunch with was Imogen! Madame LeFou asks about how Imogen came to be in service of the vampires when she could just marry for money if her family needed it so badly, but Imogen changes the subject. If only she'd be honest with herself, she would be paying attention enough to see that Madame LeFou also prefers the company of women. She says it in not so many words, many times during their meal. It's like a hammer, just like hitting her over the head with a hammer. It's like an explosive wicker chicken exploding in your face.
Yes, exploding lesbians all over the place.
Everywhere.
That's what's inside the wicker chicken, everyone.
Oh my god, we've cracked the code.
Yay, a chicken full of lesbians.
I'm gonna go check the wicker chicken for lesbians. Anyway.
There's a lesbian in there.
We only hope. Anywho. When Madame LeFou asks Imogen to come back again with tea and lunches, she says she cannot, though not explaining it's because of asshat Henry. Madame LeFou knows, though. Madame LeFou, she knows early.
Henry is miffed when Madame LeFou requests Imogen continue to deliver her tea and lunch. For some reason, probably because he's a dick, he sees fit to aggressively and painfully pinch Imogen's backside multiple times. And she doesn't do anything in retaliation. Imogen's visits continue, and sometimes Madame LeFou is busy and cold with Imogen, and other times she asks for help. One time, on one of the non-helpful times, Imogen notices a mathematical miscalculation on the scientist's board, and rather than speak up, she quietly corrects the mistake.
Imogen goes home on her Sunday off to find that her mother is unwell, but not seriously. Maybe just needs attention, and her siblings are fine. Her mother is pleased that Imogen is not interesting to the vampires. When she returns to the hive, it's to find Madame LeFou in a temper. French temper. Questioning all the musicians for tampering with her mathematics. Imogen finally speaks up and tells the scientist it was she who corrected the equation. Rather than upset Madame LeFou, she's delighted! With the correction, she was able to successfully complete part of her project. She wants Imogen to assist her and will speak to one of the vampires, Dr. Cades, to make the request.
Dr. Cades, naked under his open robe, insists that Madame LeFou just wants to seduce Imogen and that she should seek assistance from a strapping young, blonde college lad with big teeth instead. Or even just a footman. Madame LeFou doesn't want a big-toothed college lad who probably has his own agenda, or a bumbling footman. She wants Imogen because she's calm and quiet. She does not mention the complex mathematics that Imogen can do in her head for some reason, not even when Dr. Cades brings up the point that Imogen can't even read. He denies Madame LeFou's request.
Madame LeFou believes that Dr. Cades wants Imogen now and suggests she barricade her door at night, so she does. When Henry finds out that Madame LeFou's request to have Imogen as her assistant, he is, of course, terrible and hurts her multiple times because he's an abusive asshat.
Yeah.
Luckily, Madame LeFou notices her injuries and tends to them, which makes Imogen all swoony. But then Madame LeFou pulls away. When Imogen goes back to her room for the night, she learns that she must continue to work for the evening, as the vampires are having guests. And then the werewolves come. Dum dum dum. No, actually, we're really happy the werewolves have come.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not just the werewolves, and it's not that menacing.
No, it's not.
Yet. Alexia and Connell and Channing of the Chesterfield Channings come to visit. Imogen recognizes Channing of the Chesterfield Channings as the handsome werewolf who hit on her before she came to work with vampires, but as she is only the help, he does not recognize her now. He is the lowest in social standing at this event, and to Imogen it seems that he is being mocked, which bothers her because he was the handsome werewolf who realized that she doesn't care for men and wasn't horrible to her because of it.
Throughout the evening, Madame LeFou is overly touchy and flirty with Alexia, and Alexia flirts right back. Imogen does not know anything about Alexia or anything that took place in the Parasol Protectorate because she can't read. So presumably she has not read any of the delightful works of Ms. Gill. It's all documented there.
Break it there.
I mean, there's audiobooks available. She could have had
true.
it as an oral storytelling.
She could have.
Anyways, after some hors d'oeuvres, the vampires and werewolves and whatever Alexia's title as Rougeon means are all enjoying dinner, and Imogen assumes she's got to go back to her regular duties for the evening. But then one of the lady drones approaches her, offering her a lovely dress to wear. Imogen is shocked to learn that she will be attending dinner. Oh no. No. She will be dinner.
Oh, there's the menacing. There it is. There's the menacing. There it is. Madame LeFou stops Countess Nadesty from eating Imogen for dinner when Imogen clearly looks horrified and appalled at being eaten. Never mind that she also never agreed to be eaten. Alexia as Mucha and Connell as Chief Sundowner agree that Countess Nadesty cannot eat her servants. Madame LeFou offers to buy Imogen's indenture because she knows that the Countess is just trying to eat Imogen to punish her. Luckily, Alexia assists because Madame LeFou, as an indenture herself, cannot purchase Imogen's indenture. Imogen questions how long Madame LeFou has to spend with the hive and requests that her indenture now to Alexia be the same amount of time, 6 years. Countess Nadesty is annoyed, but with Alpha Werewolf Chief Sundowner Connell there witnessing the verbal contract, there is nothing she can legally do.
Yay, legality.
Wah, wah.
Out in the hallway after all this talk of indenture, Imogen finally plucks up the courage to kiss Madame LeFou, but is rebuffed. Madame LeFou thinking that Imogen is just grateful for not being eaten, and is just confused. Imogen obviously knows that Madame LeFou prefers women and must think this is just how she expects to be repaid. Imogen has lost her courage. She didn't have much in the first place.
She's not.
And does not tell the inventor that she also prefers the company of women. Please. Unfortunately, Madame LeFou sends Imogen to pack her things and asks her to return her to her personal room inside the estate. Imogen is elated just thinking about being in the bedroom where Madame LeFou sleeps, but instead of doing as she's told, she sneaks out in her maid uniform to eavesdrop. While eavesdropping, Imogen finds out that Alexia knows her inclinations and that Madame LeFou likes the little black dresses that maids wear, and that she doesn't want to get hurt again. She also learns that Madame LeFou thinks she's just in some way feeling romantically / sexually indebted to her. Really? For an intelligent woman, Madame LeFou is awfully dense.
Yes, she's being purposefully obtuse. Imogen moves into Madame LeFou's room in Hive House and really takes to her new mathematical work and solving for X. Though she'd like to be taken by Madame LeFou for a good rodgering. Or is it called gertruding when women do it? That's my favorite part of the entire book, by the way. Mostly because you said rodgering a handful of episodes ago and I had never heard of it. And now here it is in real life in this book. And then
I feel validated.
And then it's paired with gertruding, which makes it even better. Okay, whatever. Unfortunately, she does not find out the difference between rodgering and gertruding because Madame LeFou leaves to visit her son Cannell in London for a week or so. Imogen's old job of delivering lunch and tea to the Potting Shed Laboratory returns to Henry, and he lets Imogen know how upset he is about this by physically and sexually assaulting her at every turn. And then he begins stealing, first a copper tube and then notes. Imogen tries to report this to the butler and even to the Queen, but she is dismissed as being too stupid to keep up with her responsibilities by the butler, and is sexually assaulted by the Queen. Imogen learns from the Queen that she should take up her issues with her patron, Alexia. But before she can do that, Imogen runs to Madame LeFou's room and hides under the duvet.
Imogen wakes the next morning to Madame LeFou gently touching her face. Madame LeFou insists that Imogen explain why she is so battered and bruised, and so she explains everything about Henry always assaulting her, and then stealing notes and tools, and the Queen trying to have her way with her too. Madame LeFou is very upset and demands a bath be brought for Imogen. When Henry arrives, assisting in carrying the bathtub, she violently grabs his crotch, hopefully destroying his testicles, and fires him. Luckily, everything he took from her was fake or unnecessary, as she assumed he was a spy for other scientists for a long time. What an asshole.
Testicles decimated, and Imogen currently safe. Madame LeFou helps her bathe and tells her how she came to be indentured to the Queen and the Wolsey Hive. It's a great story involving a giant city-destroying octopus. It's fantastic.
It's been written down, but you can also get the oral storytelling as well.
Yes, definitely. Then she insists on calling Alexia and sending Imogen to stay with her in London to keep her safe. Imogen does not want to go because she obviously wants to stay with Madame LeFou, and she tells her that, but not the actual reason why.
Just say you fancy her. I mean, just go, hi, I like you, and I don't really like you dimples.
Yeah.
Wanna fuck.
Yeah.
Sorry, wanna Gertrude.
Want to Gertrude?
Do you want to Gertrude?
2 months pass in safety with Imogen and Madame LeFou working together. There are slight touches and lingering looks, but nothing more. That is until Countess Nadasti attacks again.
Boo! The attack this time is not violent, but the Vampire Queen does corner Imogen one evening as she is going back to her room she shares with the inventor. She is quite nasty to Imogen, telling her that Madame LeFou is not herself anymore and questioning if they need assistance in their romance. Imogen is obviously upset by this, as they do not have a romance, and tells the Queen no, and goes into their room. Madame LeFou, startled and upset at the Countess for saying such bullying things to innocent Imogen, and still believing that Imogen only pretends affection for her for rescuing her, leaves the bath and is naked right in front of her. Imogen finally plucks up the courage, finally, to tell Madame LeFou that she likes women. Has only ever liked women. And does not like her for rescuing her, and kisses her full on the mouth. With tongue.
The kiss between the two lingers and becomes more passionate, and then moves to the bed.
Oh.
Madame LeFou tells Imogen they can only have this one night together, and they use most of it pleasuring each other thoroughly, solving for X in a different way. Wink. In the morning, Imogen learns why Madame LeFou is so distant and will only give her that one night of passion. She tells her the story of her true love, Angelique, and everything that happened between them, how Angelique loved the idea of immortality more than her, and then she died. Wah, wah. Imogen is sure there must be a little love left over for her, but Madame LeFou is insistent that Imogen deserves more than what she can give. They both dig into their work after this, though Imogen still longs for more.
Some time passes, and Countess Nadasti insists that Madame LeFou and Imogen join her one evening. Imogen questions this because Madame LeFou has been doing great work. They've been publishing papers together successfully, and things are going relatively well. Unfortunately, the Countess has discovered a new patent for a sundowner bullet that Madame LeFou had been working on, published by another inventor. Obviously, that is some of the information that Henry stole, but the Countess accuses Imogen of the theft and sabotage and poisoning Madame LeFou, which is just ridiculous, and then sentence her to be eaten by her fellow vampires. This is absurd. It's really absurd.
Really, just out of nowhere.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
And then the werewolves come.
This time, it is more menacing. Alexia demands the Countess not punish her indenture, especially when she has no real evidence of any wrongdoing. This obviously makes the Vampire Queen angry, but she can't fight against the Muja and the head of BUR. Alexia insists that Imogen must return with her to London, which upsets Madame LeFou. She didn't want Imogen taken away when she sent word to Alexia to come help after being summoned by the Countess. But it really will be for the best.
It will. Not much time passes, but while Imogen is staying in the pack house with Alexia, she comes to develop a sibling-like relationship with Channing of the Chesterfield Channings, and gets many new dresses and hats from Biffy. She also gets a cute caravan to live in near enough for her to walk to the potting shed laboratory and continue her work with Madame LeFou. Alexia questions whether Imogen loves Madame LeFou, and she says that she does, but she doesn't think Madame LeFou loves her back enough. She knows she loves her a little, but because of Angelique, she thinks she will never be enough. Alexia assists Imogen with her wooing of the scientist by giving her a bottle of cognac and telling Imogen that Madame LeFou really does have feelings for her, and the cognac will help.
I don't know about
Get
this advice.
Madame LeFou trashed. And then it mixed with the gertruding.
I don't know if that's a good, safe thing. I don't know.
It's one way. She's French. She has a high tolerance for alcohol.
Okay. When Imogen moves into her caravan and returns to work with Madame LeFou, the scientist is elated. She very clearly missed Imogen, and not just her ability to mathematically solve for X, but also her ability to solve for X in the winky way. Imogen invites Madame LeFou to visit her caravan, and they come together again. Finally, Madame LeFou eventually moving in with her. They have finally solved their equation!
Yay!
X equals 2.
Oh. Isn't that precious?
It is. Precious math. I regret it.
Yeah.
It's fine. Math is not precious. No, stop it.
It could be for some people.
It could be.
Okay. That awkward.
I'm sorry. I really just changed the tone of the whole thing just then. It's fine. Should we have a break and then come back and discuss? Okay. It's a very short break.
These days, more authors are including mental health content in their books. But do you ever wonder how accurate some of this stuff is?
Or do you ever read something where you know the author just gets it?
I'm Elise.
And I'm Priscilla.
And we are Novel Feelings, a podcast where we discuss mental health issues in fiction novels.
We are psychologists and book lovers, and we have a lot of opinions.
So look for Novel Feelings wherever you get your podcasts.
Now, back to your show.
It's already done. Okay. As cutesy as we shared the summary, if I didn't write it that way, I would have wanted to skip this one.
Wow.
I really didn't like it.
Wow. That is powerful words.
I know.
Powerful. Yeah. It is my least favourite.
Yeah.
I appreciate it for what it is. I'm glad it's just a short story and not a full novel. We've talked about before in other series where the slow burn is just too slow.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine this for a full book.
I mean, it's a novella, though. It's more than a short story. It's got some more meat to it.
That's true.
But I just...
It's 183 pages.
A novelette.
Yeah, it's 183 pages, so it's a comfortable afternoon / couple of day read. If it was any bigger, though, I think it would be too much. Do you know what I find? I don't want to sound negative about it because I enjoy it for what it is, but it doesn't feel like a Parasolverse story to me.
Not
it's
at all.
just using Parasolverse characters. And because I don't know who the hell Imogen is, I don't know this person.
Yeah.
I don't... It's not a Madame LeFou story. It's an Imogen story.
It's an Imogen story.
Which is what you said in the background information. So that, that's perfectly spot on. But I struggle with it because I don't know who Imogen is. I don't sympathise or empathise with her because I don't know her. If it was possible to have had it from Madame LeFou's point of view, and then Imogen just Kate was the love interest, I think that would be a lot easier. But because she's just this new character, and I'm instantly supposed to believe that she deserves Madame LeFou.
Yeah, we have Madame LeFou up here on a pedestal.
And she is imperfect. We know she is.
Of course. She just literally tried to explode the entire city.
I mean, to be fair, I'm kind of on board with that sometimes.
Right, same.
So.
I don't know. But I agree with you that it didn't sound like Miss Gail either. Like, sexual assaults on every other page, and there was
I hated that so much.
There was no like cutesiness to it. It was just,
where was the sassy fun?
there was no sassy fun.
Sassy fun.
The sassy fun
one-liners.
arrived when Alexia came and then left.
Yeah. There wasn't
The sassy one-liners came for dinner, and then they went back home. And then you were sad again for the rest of the book.
Yeah. I think the amount of sexual assault as well.
It was jarring.
Was icky.
It was jarring. And that's not to say, because, we love Miss Gail, it's not to say that it wasn't well written, because it was well written. If you changed the names of the characters, like you were saying, with it being, not Madame LeFou's story. Like, if you changed the name of the characters, I probably would have liked it so much better. If it wasn't Madame LeFou,
yeah,
great story. Love it. But I think I've come to expect so much from her storytelling, and this one just was completely different.
Yeah. But
still in the same universe, so it hurt.
Yeah. No, I think you've hit the nail on the head there. I mean, you expected Henry the Asshat Footman to be horrible.
Yeah.
And Countess Nadeshti is not a nice person.
Right.
And I get that.
Right.
But it seemed, like you say, it was like you turn the page and then it happens again. And I understand when you're in service and you are a servant and you are low class and people don't respect you as an actual human being or that even treat you like a human being, they're going to take liberties, especially when they think that they own you.
Yeah.
But that was just that, and then this type of thing does and did happen within the context of the story. That I get that.
Yeah.
But I also contrast it to every other Parasolverse book, and this has 300% more points of abuse.
Yes.
Than any of the others.
I think something else that I've just really discovered as you were saying that, I found it super grating that she couldn't stand up for herself at least once, even though she is lower class and a product of her time. It was just so grating. And I think the worst part of it is we've read how many other books by Ms. Gail in this universe with super powerful, don't put up with shit women.
Yeah. From all classes.
All classes. All levels.
All classes. Yes.
Sooties to Mujas.
Yes.
And now we have this one who can't even... She doesn't do anything. She doesn't do anything to preserve herself.
And I can understand her feeling powerless. I get Imogen feels like other because of her sexual preference and it being not the norm, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And her feeling that she has to keep the secret. That, you know, the most... you know, in the beginning when she's like, oh, I hope the vampires are perverted.
Yes.
That's the tone that I needed.
Same.
Not perverted
Same.
tones. I needed her to keep that, well, I hope the vampires are perverted.
Yeah.
And I would have loved the story of Imogen seducing Madame LeFou.
Yes.
Like, actually going, you know what? I am a lesbian. I know I am. I have no interest in other men. Channing of the Chesterfield Channings. You know, he helped me come to this strong realisation of my own identity. I like you. I like your dimples. And I want to find where X is on your person.
Yes.
And Madame LeFou is reluctant because of Angelique. I get that. She is closed off because of it. But she'll flirt. This is what I also found difficult as well. Madame LeFou will flirt and try her luck with Alexia constantly. Mm-hmm. And is it because she knows Alexia will never reciprocate whilst Connell is around? While she's with Connell, she knows it's not going to happen. So it's safe flirtation.
Maybe.
But, you know, if Connell wasn't on the picture, there would be some Gertruding over that side as well.
Yeah, and like that's even declared in the book. They have a conversation about it. And you're like, well, you know, but there's Connell. Maybe if he wasn't there, then who knows? But he is, and he's my hunky stud werewolf. Pretty sure that was a direct quote.
I definitely remember hunky stud werewolf being said.
Yes, just someone check me on that.
Yeah.
I think what I was missing is the slapstick.
Yeah, it wasn't funny enough, or at least light-hearted enough.
It was very serious, and I need slapstick. Like, oh, okay, so they're Madame LeFou is tending to, I almost called her Gertrude, to Imogen's ankle. And like, oh, well, maybe she just leans forward a little bit. Maybe she pulls up her skirt a little bit higher and shows off, her calf. Or maybe she leans over and her boob falls out. Like, this is what I need from this story. I would have loved it if Imogen hadn't moved into into Madame LeFou's dressing room. If she just inserted her straight into the bed and said, well, you invited me.
Sleeping.
You invited me here.
Exactly.
This is where I'm meant to be.
Just be a bit more assertive.
But she's not assertive. She has no backbone at all.
She's got no backbone. She is... yeah. I just don't get Imogen. I just don't get her. I enjoyed it when Alexia turned up. I enjoyed Madame LeFou and Alexia's flirting. I enjoyed their conversation that Imogen listened to and realised, oh, hold on. So she likes the little maid outfits, and the fact that she holds on to a maid outfit specifically for Madame LeFou and wears it for her in the bedroom. Yeah. Love that bit. I enjoyed the fact that Alexia is the one who has to knock the heads together with the help of some cognac as well. Yes. And that Channing of the Chesterfield Channings shows up again and shows again that he isn't the asshat he likes to pretend he is. Yeah. I mean, he is, but he isn't.
Right.
And now, I'm sorry about this bit, because I feel like all I'm doing is bashing, but there is one thing I do need to get off my chest. And that is, what the hell? Seriously, what the hell was Connell's accent in
I don't
the
know.
book? Because it sure as hell wasn't Scottish.
Claire, I was purposefully trying not to mention the audiobook. Even though I found that bit of background information that says it's the most, like, at the time of her posting that, was her best-selling audiobook. Was that really Emma Newman, or was it someone pretending to be Emma Newman? Because that audiobook,
not Emma Newman quality.
It was, no. And Madame LeFou was comically French.
It sounded like, honestly, I thought it was me.
Right.
Imogen, come here, I shall attend your wounds.
Mr.
Would you like to do some mathematics?
Oh, like,
I'm doing some inventing and I want to find X. I need you to help me in the potting shed. I shall give you some compost.
There were some times that I couldn't understand what she was saying.
Yeah. I didn't like the echo as well on the images.
No, it did not.
Thoughts bit.
It sounded really hollow. Like there are ways that you can do that without it sounding so metallic-y,
basic,
empty. Yeah.
Basic. Yeah.
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 I did not love this audiobook, but I was trying not to talk about it.
I'm sorry I had to, because what the hell, the one thing I have to say is, what the hell was Connell's not Scottish accent?
Mm-hmm.
If there's one thing you can say, it is known that Lord Connell McCon is A, werewolf, B, a handsome werewolf, and C, frickin' Scottish.
Yeah.
And he seemed like, even Connell's character, he had like 4 words in the entire thing, didn't sound like Connell tonally.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. It feels to me almost like somebody wrote fan fiction.
It does feel like that. It does not feel like Miss Gail at all.
I like the laboratory in the potting shed though.
Yeah. It's like it has great things, but
it's lackluster.
It is, and that makes me sad.
Yeah, and it's just a little disappointing.
I almost feel like, okay, here it is. This is it. I've solved it. I've solved for X. Okay. Everybody was like, oh, Miss Gail, you have to write a story. You have to write this story. You have to write a Madame LeFou love story. You have to. And she finally just went, all right, fuck it. And then she wrote this and was like, there, I did it.
Eye twitching.
Mm-hmm.
The entire time.
Yeah, there.
There, fuck you.
Yeah. And she flings a wicker chicken full of lesbians at them.
Yeah.
I don't think her heart was in this one.
No, I agree.
I think I could be completely wrong. I mean, I probably am very, very, very off base and very, very wrong here. But this is just where this is the truth that I'm holding in my heart. Because this is how I need it to be. Like, I just think that Miss Gail cares so much for her readers.
And her characters.
And her characters. And everyone was pushing her to write a Madame LeFou story. And, she can't, because she is Madame LeFou and she doesn't want to write her, autobiography. So she just did this, I think, out of love for her readers, but I don't think her heart was in it.
I almost wish that she hadn't written it, and then when we do meet Madame LeFou in the custard protocol, and they mention her about her partner, Imogen, everybody just goes, what? And then it's a fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
Or even, do you know what I would have really liked?
What?
A set of 3 novellas. And I don't know if it's just because I got these as a gift recently, but I got the Beth Revis Kyoto Gorbat's books in book form for my birthday. Mm-hmm. Thanks, brother. If we had like that kind of tight trilogy, 3 short stories that when you put them together it makes a whole short, like, rip-roaring rampage. What I would have loved is Imogen to either be working class, that's fine, or better yet, an archaeologist and an Imogen story. No other Parasolverse character in there, unless it's one of those really, really side ones. It's set in Egypt or something like that, and the Flute's family comes and gives her a lift somewhere, or something very, very mild.
Yeah.
Inserting of.
Yeah, just so you know where you are.
Yes, it's very much just contextualising it within and fitting it in with the Parasolverse. But you've got this nice little tight trilogy of shorter stories all about this one person called Imogen. Or even if it was Imogen was in service to an archaeologist or something like that. I don't know why I've got archaeology in my head.
I don't either.
But I think it's because I'm linking it so much to Miss Gail.
Right.
So she could be lower class, but it's very much removed from the main verse. So then, when we do meet Madame LeFou at the custard protocol at the wedding, and they do mention Imogen at that point, everybody goes, because then you realise Madame LeFou of Parasolverse fame and Imogen of this tiny little trilogy within are together. So then you actually care. Now the story of how they got together is not important.
Right.
But you know who those people are.
Yeah.
And I think my biggest problem is Imogen does not fit in the Parasolverse. She's too new, too different, don't care about her enough.
Yeah.
If I'm going to have her as a main point of view character, I need more. I need more.
You know what would have been good? Your story, yes. Amazing. Here for that. But also, maybe even just a line of the finishing school that she went to, even though she didn't because she's lower class. But like, if we could have set her up as a spy, and then she's pretending to be this way all the way through, that would have got me through it.
Yeah.
Like, if she went to Mademoiselle Gertrudine's finishing academy for young ladies of quality, and now here she is, and it's her job, and she is a spy, and she has to pretend to be a spineless maid to help Madame LeFou with math. Because she's too embarrassed to seek a tutor, so we have to come up with this elaborate scheme to get her a tutor.
Adorably slapstick, and I'm there for it.
See? There, I fixed it. And now it's fine. And she has to endure all of the shit that she goes through because she's so ingrained in her spy life.
Right, then I'm going to mix yours with mine.
Okay.
So yours is that she is a spy. Mine is that she's going to be in service. So she's a spy in service. And the trilogy takes place in Egypt. And that's when we learn about Imogen. You know, we know she's a spy. So then we could have this story. We could have Romancing the Inventor. But underlining, we know it's Madame LeFou. And we know it's, oh my God, it's Imogen. And they're both trained. And they're not spotting the signs, but the signs are there. Or, you know, let's mix the two together. Yeah. It's just, I think we've hit the nail on the head in the fact that we don't care about Imogen. And tonally, this does not fit with the Parasolverse.
Yes.
So it makes us sad.
And we figured out why it doesn't fit, because she was forced to write it.
Yes. And it's difficult to write your own story.
And you don't want to write your autobiography when you're not ready for it.
Or it's not even like how difficult it is to sell yourself. You always undersell yourself. At least the vast majority of people undersell themselves. And I think that's what's happened in this case.
Yeah.
So it's a big fat womp womp. It's my least read Parasolverse book. Yeah,
it will also be mine. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to read that one again.
You don't have to. Well, you know, did you have a favourite character then?
Oh, Channing of the Chesterfield Channings.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he was my favourite character. because he was so much nicer in this one. I mean, also he was a dick, but like we know. But I just appreciate how he treated Imogen once he realized that she was a lesbian inside of a wicker chicken. Even though he was a dick at the beginning, but he's always a dick. Like, I don't know. I just appreciate that they developed this sibling relationship.
Yeah. I like Channing of the Chesterfield Channings, even when he is being a dick, because you're like, it's character.
Yeah. But also keep in mind, everyone, that I haven't read the next one either. I don't know his story.
Yes, we are missing Romancing the Werewolf, and we're going to do that in December.
Yes.
So the next one we're going to do is How to Marry a Werewolf.
Right. And I haven't read either one of those.
No. Yeah, okay. I'm going to agree with you that Channing of the Chesterfield Channings, but I'm also going to throw in Alexia, because we never get to do we never say the main characters when we do the
right,
main.
and she's not the main character in this one, so we can love her.
She's not the main character, and she gives people cognac and makeovers.
Yeah.
And throws them at Biffy for the makeover.
Yeah.
And
there was a good montage there.
Yeah,
you know
she knows how to put a montage together.
Mm-hmm.
And how her French friend can be seduced, which I appreciate.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm going to go for Alexia.
Yeah, and I think that's fine.
Yeah. Did you have any surprises apart from how...
Just how little I cared for this book.
Mine's tied to that. It's the fact that Imogen's the main character and not Madame LeFou, when I don't care about Imogen.
Yeah, but we fixed it.
We fixed it,
so it's fine now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a favourite final thought quote?
I'll give you 3.
Okay.
I should like to be corrupted. What else are vampires good for? Oh, I do love reading. It's such a joy.
Yes. From the book, Claire.
Yeah, I was going to say, and this other one as well is from the book. People always seemed emotionally fortified when they sipped warm liquids.
Claire. Quotes from the book, please.
It's my culture. What's your quotes from the book?
Is Madame LeFou husband material?
Yes. Wife her up. Wife up Madame LeFou.
Yes, please.
Or husband up Madame LeFou.
Husband.
It depends if you're going to Roger or Gertrude.
That's right. And hey, that's my next quote. Did two ladies together call it rodgering? Or was there a proper, more feminine word? Gertruding? Perhaps? Like, why Gertruding? Why Gertrude?
Who is Gertrude and why is she Gertruding?
Yeah, why?
Fancy a Gertrude, darling! Spiffing.
And then my last quote is, maybe it's me, maybe it's not from the book, it's hard to say. How do you know I have a heart?
I know because you sent me cheese.
That's true, I did send you cheese for your birthday.
There's no brie left. It's all in my tummy.
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad you enjoyed your birthday cheese. Which we didn't announce, I'm sorry, in the last episode that it was your birthday week episode. We didn't announce that, so I'm sorry. It was in the newsletter that went out August 1st that your birthday was coming up and that everyone should celebrate you. But, I mean, who reads the newsletter? Everyone, please subscribe to our newsletter. Should we play Would You Rather? Yeah, go to fictionalhangover.com. There's a link there.
Would you rather? It's a short one. It's a short one. Pew, 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 pew.
Oh, so are we gonna not? We're not gonna do.
We could do 5 if you want, or we could do 3.
I mean, I think it's long. I think it's long enough to do 5.
Long enough to do 5. Okay. Right. Well, there's one we have to do because we've asked people, and it was: would you rather be good at mathematics or really good at inventing? And if everybody wants to be able to invent, Facebook with 60% and Instagram with 57%. We had loads of comments.
Okay.
Katrina on Facebook said both of these would be useful, but on a practical level I'd say maths, because I think that would come in handy more often.
Claire on Facebook said, I'm fairly adequate at maths already, so I'm going to say inventing. Let someone else work out the logistics, etc.
Emily on Facebook said, I'm going with inventing since I'm already good at mathematics.
I love how everyone's very good at math.
I'm not.
Annie on Facebook said, I live with a mad scientist, and it's amazing what he can do. I would love to be able to do that. Yes, himself is a mad scientist, everyone.
Himself, there was a post of himself and a fan with a misting machine attached.
Yes. Look, I have been inside his laboratory. It's bonkers.
Is there a potting shed attached to it?
No. Well, yes, there is actually. There is gardening stuff attached to it. There is, because it's Annie. But I've seen it. I've been in it, and it's crazy.
Were you too scared to touch anything?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Colin on Facebook said, now, I'd love to be really good at inventing things. Doc Brown is one of my heroes, and the battle between Edison and Tesla is the stuff of legends. But, and this is a big-ass but, I don't think that being good at inventing things without being good at maths is the best idea. Most about everything invented needs at least a modicum of maths to make sure it doesn't explode you into tiny little bits. Plus, maths is kind of awesome. Even at a lower level kind of place, it does very cool things. But when you get to high level maths, things start to get really fucking crazy. Also, I'm a nerd. Maths it is.
Do you know what I took from that? Ass butt.
Ass butt.
Uh-huh. Ass butt. Candace on Facebook says math. I love math.
Fiona on Facebook, got to have one to achieve the other, I feel, but I'm terrible at maths and I'm jealous of anyone who can do maths. So maths is the answer for me.
Constance on Facebook says, I wish so hard I was good at math.
And Carl on Facebook said, oh, who needs math? Let's invent some real cool shit.
And finally, Glim Glam Jen on Instagram says, inventing please. Math is dumb, but I'm just going to invent genetically modified giant lions and ride around on them. Oh, and maybe lightsabers.
I think you might need some math for lightsabers.
I mean, if you just are inherently good at inventing, you don't.
That is true. That is true.
I'm
going to go with maths, so I used to be good at maths.
I find that in the real world I can do math. It's like in our episode last week about Thresh Force.
Thresh Force!
You know, the kiddos in that book, they could do math. They just weren't good at testing math. And I feel like I'm the same way. I can do it if it's real and practical and I, need it to survive. So I'm going to choose inventing.
I'm choosing math. I actually came top of the year in math once at school.
That's amazing.
In secondary school. And then I got such a good mark that they put me up to the top set. And then I got really, really rubbish at math. It was it just stopped going in. It was just, I don't know if it was the teacher or what was being taught or what. It just stopped going in. And now I'm like, I do not brain math well.
Yeah.
So I'd like to just be able to do it and like not be worried about knowing it.
Yeah.
And let other people worry about inventing stuff. I can give them ideas and then they can do it and then I'll do the math for it.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, then you can watch Countdown and you can finally get the math questions right. That'd be great.
I think that was exceptionally British, TM, because I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh.
But it's fine.
It's fine.
Next question.
Yes.
Would you rather be indentured to Alexia? Or Countess Nadasti?
Oh, I'm not going to be indentured to Countess Nasty.
No. Why would you ever choose that?
I mean,
Alexia.
It's Alexia.
It's
It's
Alexia.
1,000% Alexia. Because then you might be able to be one of Alexia's spies.
Yes. I would only choose the Countess if I wanted to become a vampire, which I do. So maybe I would choose the Countess.
I would only do Countess Nasty if my actual indenture was with the Gold Blonde and I was infiltrating Countess Nasty's household.
Okay, yeah.
Because she quite clearly mistreats people.
Yeah. She does. She's horrible.
Yeah. The parasol verse making us not like vampires.
Shock.
Would you rather sleep in a dressing room of a big fancy house or a traveller-style caravan in a field?
My only question is, how are the bathroom facilities?
Well, the fancy house, because it's a big fancy house, there may be this newfangled thing called indoor plumbing.
Yeah.
But the traveller-style caravan in the field, we've got a bucket.
I think she said that there is a bathroom. I think they said that.
I think that might just be a hole in the ground.
I just have to, I have to have a functioning bathroom. Toilet. Functioning toilet. I can wash my hair when it rains. But I have to have a toilet.
You picked inventing before, yeah?
I'll invent a toilet.
So that's it.
Done.
So you get your traveller-style caravan, invent the toilet. I'm doing math. I'll check your math, make sure it's all right.
Okay.
All of a sudden, traveller-style caravan with indoor plumbing.
Great.
And for some reason, don't know how this works, even though the water's literally pumped straight from the stream, hot and cold water.
Yeah, of course. Because inventing.
Because inventing incorrect math.
Yeah, duh.
I don't want to be in the big, as much as being in the big fancy house is nice. That place is just full of assault.
It is. Yeah.
You'd never get any rest being worried about being attacked.
Yeah.
Take the field.
All right. Would you rather be really good at mathematics, but you can't read, or really good at engineering, but everything is octopus inspired and hell-bent on destruction?
Obviously.
What?
It's going to be octopus inspired and hell-bent on destruction.
Right, I have to be able to read.
Yeah. Don't question, Claire.
Jeez.
Oh my god.
But, I mean, as we were lamenting with Imogen, there's audiobooks.
Exactly. And that is the way that we do consume most of our books.
That's true. That's true. So maybe I should be good at math and there would be less destruction.
Oh, I'm already good at math, so it's fine.
I also like destruction. So
Exactly. I don't mind giant octopuses terrorizing the world.
No.
I think it'd be hilarious.
Yeah. Especially if you're piloting it. Ooh, a kraken. Yes. Yeah, good choice. Good choice.
Would you rather use the term rodgering or gertruding?
I don't know, because rodgering was so fancy and new to me when you told me about it, however many episodes ago that was. So I really appreciate rodgering. It has a special place in my heart. But now gertruding is funny.
I'm picking rodgering because it's already in my lexicon. I'm not choosing gertruding because Imogen said it.
Okay, yeah, that's
I have
fine.
no respect for Imogen.
That's fine. Okay, I will also choose rodgering because it holds a special place in my heart now that you taught me about it. Which sounds really interesting when you listen to what I am saying.
It's time for damn good rodgering. It's time for damn good gertruding. Nah, doesn't work.
No, it doesn't roll off the tongue. And it should, I think, if you're properly gertruding.
Exactly. Can't think of a better option.
All right, if you like this, try this. What are you going to suggest?
I'm going to suggest the book I'm currently reading. The Nefarious Knights of Willowwaite Manor by Shannon K. Garrity and Christopher Baldwin. It's brand new out.
I'm so excited.
It's the follow-up to the Diadeas of Willowwaite Manor.
I'm so excited.
It's a graphic novel. It's fun. We will be covering it on the podcast. But I'm just doing a first read through, and I have chuckled the entire time.
Good.
And it is not a hashtag tenuous link because it's mostly set in a gothic style mansion.
Yeah, that's the same.
Yeah. So the summary from the actual book, which is downstairs on the sofa because that's where I left it. It's a dark and stormy night when Hayley, the heroine who saved Willowweep Manor, is summoned back. Another pocket universe is collapsing and the survivors are seeking refuge in Willowweep. Everything in Willowweep has always worked like a gothic romance novel, and that's just the way Hayley likes it. But she and her friends soon discover that the newcomers follow a different pattern. A pattern of mystery, misdeeds, and suspicious tea. As the newcomers transform the manor, a murder rocks Willowweep. Hayley searches for the culprit, but the world she adores is disappearing beneath her feet. What's worse, one by one her friends are vanishing too. It's up to Hayley to get to the bottom of this mind-boggling mystery. Can she become the new kind of heroine Willowweep needs?
Ooh.
It's so funny.
It sounds amazing. I can't wait to cover it.
There's a dog and a chicken.
Amazing. Are there lesbians inside the chicken?
No. But there are lesbians.
Oh, okay. Fine.
We carry over from the first one.
Right, okay.
Read Diadeas of Willowweep Manor if you haven't already.
And go back and check out our episode about that one, because we did cover it.
Yes.
Yes.
I think that's one of the ones where we probably just laughed all the way through.
Probably it is.
So I'm just going to tell you where you go and check Bloodlust and Bonnets as well, because that was hilarious.
Oh, so good.
That's the episode that inspired us to actually record them and post them on YouTube every now and again.
Yeah. Oh, I need more of that series in my life.
Good lucky. What have you got?
I'm just digging around for more steampunk things, and this one was suggested, I believe, on Miss Gail's website. You know, if you like lesbians and inventors and steampunk. Here it is. This one is called Steampunk Proper Romance Number 1, Beauty and the Clockwork Beast by Nancy Campbell Allen. When Lucy Pickett arrives at Blackwell Manor to tend to her ailing cousin Kate, she finds more than she bargained for. A restless ghost roams the hallways, werewolves have been reported in the area, and vampires lurk across the Scottish border. Lord Miles himself is clearly hiding a secret. He is brash and inhospitable, and does not take kindly to visitors, even one as smart and attractive as Miss Pickett. He is unsettled by the mysterious deaths of his new wife, Clara, and his sister, Marie. Working together, Miles and Lucy attempt to restore peace to Blackwell Manor. But can Lucy solve the mystery of Miles? Can she love the man, beast and all? So it's fun. It's obviously Beauty and the Beast, but steampunk.
I feel like I've read it.
Maybe you have.
Yeah. Feels like the type of book I've read.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Do we have a new indie spotlight?
Yes, we do. This one is called You've Goth My Heart by Lev A.C. Rosen, and it is expected to be published very shortly on September 9th. You still have a little bit of time to grab it up before it comes out. The selling tagline here is a blood-curdlingly spooky and darkly funny romance about how falling in love is scary AF. Perfect for fans of Wednesday and Heartstopper.
Oh.
When Gray gets a text from a wrong number, he's pretty sure it's a serial killer.
Ooh.
Or worse, his ex. on the other end of the line.
Could be both.
But the anonymous texter shares his same taste in music and movies, and Gray's bored while stuck at home all summer, so why not respond? Being anonymous actually helps them open up to each other, and Gray finds himself hopeful that this could be his dream goth crush. All they have to do is meet on Halloween, the night of Sleepy Hollow's big house decorating contest, and the perfect opportunity for Gray to show his mystery texter his true feelings. But between Gray's closeted ex coming back into the picture, a cute but obnoxious new goth kid vying to win the contest, and maybe a serial killer lurking around and killing local gay teens, Gray's prospects are looking grim. Come Halloween, he'll either get his dream guy or die trying.
That sounds really fun, actually.
It sounds super cute.
I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Yes, definitely.
Cool.
Okay, that brings us to the end of this episode of Fictional Hangover. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Claire.
Join us next time as we discuss Free Piano, Not Haunted by Whitney Gardner. You may recall us talking about this one a couple of episodes ago. Look out for our Would You Rather polls and monthly challenges on social media. Don't forget about our book club on Discord. Be sure to visit our shop on Redbubble at fictionalhangover.redbubble.com for all your favorite Fictional Hangover themed merchandise, and become a patron of ours on Patreon at patreon.com/fictionalhangover. Until next time, remember, the only cure for a fictional hangover is another book.
You can find us at fictionalhangover.com and follow us on all social media at Fictional Hangover. If you like this episode, check out our others and be sure to rate, review and subscribe so you don't miss out. Thanks for listening.